this is just my thoughts on the massive terrorist attack which happened in Russia, which has killed over 100 people. Just like to say my condolence goes to the victims. But I think what's interesting is the fact that this wasn't a suicide attack. In fact, the terrorists tried to escape. Now, normally Islamic terrorists blow themselves up, which is interesting. And of course, the FSB did raid a different cell, which presumably was also trying to do a similar terrorist attack. And apparently they blew themselves up, which is interesting. Don't know what to think about that. Besides, FSB did a good job stopping 50%. Of course, there could be more terrorism in the future, but I think it's very interesting the terrorists tried to escape. So yeah, I don't have much more to say, except I don't think it was Ukraine. If there is any Ukrainian involvement, well, apparently the terrorists had AK-12s, which is like a Russian gun. I presume the way they could have got them is through the black market from Ukraine. I suspect, I'd imagine, now there's Chechen groups in Ukraine, so I could imagine like the financier of the attack, because like the way 9/11 worked was there was a Osama bin Laden, he didn't do the terrorist attack. There was a terrorist cell who had attacked the World Trade Center previously, who were trying to do massive terrorist attacks involving hijacked aircraft and bringing down the World Trade Center. Now, they were doing terrorism, and Osama bin Laden, after they'd failed previous attacks, of course, they failed to bring down the World Trade Center the first time, and their bomb factory caught fire the second time, and of course the leader Ramzi Youssef got arrested, but they were still around, and Osama bin Laden gave them some money, and they were able to pull off the greatest terrorist attack in history. Of course, I use great in the same way, Great War. Doesn't mean it's like, wow, that's great, that's brilliant. It means that's great as in that's big. Yeah, so what I suspect is like the person who like financed, because like the guys in the two groups, I don't know if they would have known about two groups, but they would have been funded and like had their weapons supplied by someone else or organised. Now it's ISIS claim responsibility. The thing ISIS is that it is like pretty much a franchise. If you're an Islamic terrorist, you're ISIS. People just use the brand of ISIS. It's not really a centralized organisation. So yeah, ISIS did the terrorist attack, and if they did use AK-12s, I suspect it would have been sold. The supplier of the weapons would have got the weapons from the Chechens fighting for Ukraine, and that is all.